Interacting with the first video, here comes the second one. Basically, we're mainly focused on the hand positioning. So when you're riding a wave, your hands move a lot. So we're gonna look at a couple clips and then analyze them together. Usually you're bottom turning with your hand or your arm wide open, and you're top turning with your arms like a little bit narrower. And usually when you want to maneuver, or when you're a little bit late or a little too overpowered, your hands move a lot less. So we're going to look to one or two clips to analyze that, and then I'm going to explain more about that coming up next. This example of wave, it's a ride where I'm full powered up, full speed. That gives me the ability to lean the sail forward while my front arm is really extended. My back arm is leaning a little bit to the back of the boom. And as soon as I reach, or before I reach the top where my board became flat, my body weight leaned towards the top turn side with my hand sliding straight down towards where my harness lines are. And as soon as my board starts making the top turn, or my rail is engaged, my hands move slightly bit, not as much as the bottom turn, but a little bit to the back of the harness lines, just to keep control. I always hang on the boom to keep the balance grounded, and more like hanging, like pushing down the mast on the mast track, more than hanging on the sail power, because that's not the best way to complete and save your top turns. But yeah, as you can see here on this bottom turn, my hand slide again towards the back. I'm fully engaged onto the bottom rail, and before my board reaches the top, I allow it to go while my body leans towards the top turn rail. Like you can see how my hand move, like I'm trying to do one hand top turn, a little bit failed, but like this is basically how much movement you can do with your hands when you're bottom and top turning. So you've seen like my hand moved really from the front of the boom to the back, and then back to the front. And then like when I released my hand, I kind of like moved my hand to center of the boom. So here's a quicker version of that ride, so you can see a little bit what's going on. So technically your hands move as soon as you're engaged into a ride, like into bottom turn, your hands go back, and then before you reach the top, your hands come sliding forward. And where I put my hand there is just to regain stability. On this ride, I didn't move my hands much because I wasn't in control, and I was a little bit late, so I just kept my hands on the same position. Also, to do an aerial, your hands stay fixed. The stop turn, my hand slides a little bit towards the front, although not as much as like when I have like full speed and the sail powered up and bigger wave. So here, like you can see, the board is going up, my body is leaning to the other side, then the hand follow where the body is. And then as soon as like I do a maneuver, my hands stay fixed. So here's that ride again, where I'm fully towards the back of the boom, and here I'm sliding before I reach the top. Although I didn't push enough on the back foot, my front of the board kind of caught. So here, when I'm sliding, my hands move forward to recontrol my body position, So whenever your body is moving toward the side, your hands is following, and so on.